Yeah, thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk today. And,
Thank you, Kia.
I wanted to quickly introduce you. So you are a certified yoga teacher. You are very knowledgeable about Ayurvedic, and you are giving fantastic Thai and other massages.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your beautiful support.
Yeah, today we want to talk about true water, how it came into your life, and what experience you have had with it. So, when do you think you got the unit?
I think it's pretty much 3 years now.
Okay.
And at the moment I really can't imagine to be without that water anymore, without my true water. But it's been interesting, how one can really get used to something that you from the beginning you don't know you miss.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. I
And I noticed that a lot when I was in Thailand a few months ago. It was very hot, and naturally you want to drink a lot, but I did not feel like drinking, so I was constantly dehydrated. And I know I could have taken my portable True machine, but I don't have one yet. So I just really notice how I value my water, how I treasure it, and how difficult it is to be without it.
Yes. Can you describe a little bit why you feel that this water is different?
I feel that I enjoy drinking more, and we all know that we should drink 2 liters a day or something. Yeah, that's sort of common knowledge.
Yes.
And in the past, I've always had troubles drinking my 2 liters. And I supplemented with tea and all sorts of things, but it wasn't always easy for me to get easily to my 2 liters. Yes. Plus I should probably be drinking a little bit more because I have quite an active lifestyle.
Yes.
And so especially in the mornings I would like, first thing water, I'm not sure. And now it has just become, part of my routine, and it comes easily, and if I don't do it, I miss it. And because I drink enough water, I really feel that my body takes it, absorbs it, and I feel the energy.
Yes.
I feel energized, because if you don't drink enough water, your energy level drops at some stage. Yes. And I feel that a lot because I'm active. I'm not seated all day. So when my energy drops, I'm suffering, and then I have these lapses, especially in the afternoon, where you feel like, oh my God, is the day not over yet? But being hydrated helps me a lot to keep going. So that's for me the main how can I say, the main way I can feel it, that I'm just feeling generally better, more upbeat, more energetic.
Yeah, I totally can support this, because water that is pure and structured easily is available for the body, whereas other waters that are still full of contaminants and impurities, the body first has to filter it, which means you just have less for hydration. And this is exactly what describes these energy lapse that you have when you are not drinking enough, like you said.
Exactly. Yes. And when you don't want to drink, when you have to force yourself. Now I don't force myself. Okay. And I carry my water bottle with me wherever I go. In the morning, if I know I'm out all day, I take a little, one of the little or smaller blue bottles, and then I'm on my way, and I know I'm set for the day, and it's easy. It's just a matter of getting used to it, knowing that you want to refill your water at home, and not depend on it, that it happens and falls from the sky, so to speak, along the way, because it doesn't really. And buying plastic bottles is not an option for me. It hasn't been in the past, although occasionally I reverted to buying one on the way. I wasn't so strict about it, but now I'm more conscientious, and I just always have enough water with me now. I'm always just taking an extra one along the way.
Oh, so nice that you can support what I feel about it all the time. And
also in the household, because more people in the household, it also works.
Yes.
Because we established a little routine. We fill up our bottles and then we go. So it is just really easy. And if people people think this is complicated. It's really not. It's probably much easier to have your water readily available than having to look and think, "Ooh, where do I get my water from?" And then you don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
And then you spend money on buying plastic bottles. So it's very contradictory.
Yeah. And you told me a few weeks ago that your cat had also beneficial effects from the water. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
I think so. Look how happy she is. Well, it was like that. My cat is now 14 years old, which is not stone old, but quite old for a cat. And so cats have a tendency to develop kidney problems as they age. Now, she doesn't have a kidney problem yet, but 2 years ago, when I did a blood test, a routine blood test, she was diagnosed with one kidney that was apparently not functioning very well.
Yeah.
Maybe 70% or so. And although she doesn't show side effects yet, besides that she drinks more water, I was very worried about it, of course. And I was thinking, what can I do, to tackle that problem? More prophylactic, more thinking about, okay, what would happen in a few years, and then she will get this typical kidney issue that cats have, and oh my God. So I adjusted the diet, the food, and exactly at that time I also happened to get my new true water filter.
Yeah, so it was around 2 years ago,
exactly,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so of course the cat also drinks the water we drink, and I went again to the vet a few weeks ago, so there was 2 years in the labs, and I get the same blood test again to see how is the state of the kidneys. And of course I was so worried. I was totally scared going to the vet, and I was very stressed. And then the vet said, you know what, her kidney values are perfect. I was like, no way, I can't believe it. So she's older, and she already had 1 weak kidney, and now suddenly the values are just completely within the range of normal. And well, I was so happy. Of course I was so happy, and I was surprised because I couldn't believe how the reverse effect is actually possible. I thought in the very best case that the values haven't dropped off. Maybe the other kidney is still okay, it's not too bad. I thought that was the best case scenario. And now I'm just ecstatic because apparently she has no problems with her kidneys, and she is 2 years older. So of course I continue to keep her clean, pure water, along with a little bit of a special diet, and I think this is amazing. And I would like to share that really, because for sure there's a lot of people concerned about their animals, of course, and we never know. There's no guarantee. We don't know what are the effects, but whatever we can do, is a step towards health, and it's a step towards betterment. I cannot guarantee that the water brought about the change, but I'm just super happy about the results and how it came about. I try my best, and it worked.
Yes, I think it's super important what you say. Water is one component when it comes to health, but of course it's a very foundational one, because we consist of 70% water, the same in animals.
Exactly.
And what you describe actually shows that this water is as close to nature as possible. And cats in the past would have drunk rainwater, right? From ponds. And tap water is artificially altered. We have contaminants in it. It will not go as easy into the body. And of course the kidneys have to clean it first. So it shows that when we balance the water level, it can really also reverse all kinds of problems that are also partly affected by the water we drink.
Yes.
So nice.
It's the thing, we always think about food, you know. Food is something we talk about. I talk about a lot, also with my clients. Because people ask me for recommendations about food. They say, should I eat this and that, and And so food is always a topic. It's a topic in my work life. It's a topic in my house, because I'm a foodie, and so I'm thinking about food all the time. But sometimes we forget that water is equally or even more important. we could go without food for a long period of for a short period of time, but we could not go without without water.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the best food we eat, we think about all the nutrients and all the vitamins and all that we absorb through our food. But if we don't support it with clean water, all that food does not get to where it needs to go. So the benefits are kind of lost on the way.
Yes.
And this is what people, I think, sometimes forget.
Yes, totally.
It's just food.
Yeah, it's totally clear, because the water has the means of transportation in the body. So if the water is already full with other substances, the compartments are already filled, like in a bus. If you have a bus where you can fit 100 people seated, and 50 of them are occupied, you will only get 50 people more seated in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you have the whole bus empty, 100 people will fit in, and the same is with the water. The more substances you already have in it, the less it absorbs the other nutrients that we get through our food. Super. Great.
True.
And you said you had, when I met you, well, we met before, but until we came into the water topic, you already had a water filter. And in the beginning you said, you know what, I have a water filter, I don't need another one. Can you describe a little bit what made this change, that you started to investigate it more?
Yes. Well, for once I live in an area where the quality of water is already quite good in comparison to other areas. So we have, here in Sintra, we have very, I think, good quality of drinking water. However, I use the water filter. I can't remember the name. It was one of those standard, already a better one. So it was not the worst. It was already a better filter, especially because my partner was very. He's talking to doctors, and he reads a lot of studies about cancer especially in men. And so there are a lot of substances in water and in common water filters that do not filter out these particular substances. Yeah. Exactly. So we were talking water filters, and it is very hard to know exactly what they filter out. Yeah. They always tell you they filter out, I don't know, 30, 300 or something. There's this number going around, but what exactly, you don't know. And most important is you don't know what they don't filter. Yes. They tell you the most common ones they filter, but there's zillions of others that we don't know. I say zillions, I mean lots and lots of others that we don't know about. Yeah. So even if they are out, you don't know what else is in. And since you can't see it, you just have to believe them. Yeah. So we had this water filter, and we were quite happy with it. It was fine. But only in comparison then did I realize that it doesn't actually live up to my expectations, and that I could really do a lot better. Yes. Yeah, so it's better to have a common filter than have nothing, but there was a lot of room for improvement, put it this way. And then I've done the tests with you, and that really is interesting when you actually can compare and to see what happens with the water through your filters, your tap water and the true water, and then you can actually see, oh wow, there's quite a significant difference. So if you can see it in a test, obviously it has to happen in my body as well. Yes. And that was really probably
the last kick.
The last kick.
To needed to make for an investment, right? Because it is an investment, right?
It's an investment in health.
Yes, right.
Yes. Yeah. And when I discussed it at home, we actually, it is an investment, yes, but then we invest in all sorts of things. So we always, in our house, we want to make health priority, because it doesn't matter how you spend your money. If you are not healthy, you can't enjoy it.
That's very true.
At the end, everything comes and goes with health.
Yes.
Yeah, and I talk health, I live health all day long, so this is the totally wrong place to save money for me. Yeah. And this is what I tell people, Yeah. If you think what you want to afford and what you can afford, maybe you end up buying nothing. Yes. There's always, but I believe that this is the wrong place. It's totally the wrong place.
Totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, and when you break it down, it has a 30-year warranty, so actually it is like 97 cents per day. If you count all the costs together with filter change per year and so on. Yeah. No-brainer, actually.
No-brainer. No-brainer, yeah.